Hey everybody, George Petrus here, guitarist and vocalist from 3 Points of Madness and guitarist from Eclectic Electric. Uh, Recently I was in the market for a new pedal board and I ran across the FX22 Command Center and was blown away by this thing. Sometimes it shows, I say I'm playing a guitar solo, I have to switch on my delay, a boost, and maybe at some point I want to put an octave pedal in there. Essentially, I'm tap dancing on three effects, and to turn those on and off and worry about singing, it was definitely a challenge. Um, this thing is great because you can program your effects any way you want them. This pedal has 8 loops you can use, and I can essentially program as many of those as I want and activate them with the one switch, which I mean is just totally awesome. I'm just blown away by this thing, so I wanted to show it to you guys. Check it out. Okay, so basically here's my layout. I run 2 boards. I usually run the Accel now in the effects loop with my modulation and delays and reverbs, but just for this test, I'm just running everything together. The bottom of this board is awesome. It has basically all your switches there. Let's see. Let's get this in there. It's pretty awesome what these guys have done. Let's see if I can help this lighting here a little bit. They basically give you 8 loops. There's a tuner out. There's a couple options where you can actually hook your amp up and use the internal switch to turn your amp on and off. Plenty of room underneath for the power supply. This thing is just freaking awesome. I bought the cables that were included, which was definitely a lot easier because it's 1/4 inch straight on one end and 90 on the other. So that was everything was set to length to hook this thing up. So it was, and they were great cables. So I definitely do not regret buying their cables. So basically, let's flip this thing over. Oops a daisy. Okay. This thing, I'll tell you, I'm in love with this pedal board. Alright. So I'm going to show you a couple things. Let me power it on. I didn't see any mention of running an effects loop, but I run mine in the effects loop and had no problem. A lot of the effects sounded better because I'm not going through all the buffers and all the, even the true bypass, it's going to have an effect on your sound. Okay, this is what you do to program it. This thing is really easy. Okay, you find a bank that you want. I'm going to pick a bank that I haven't used. Here's 6, okay? Essentially, once you get a bank that you want, you pick which pedal, which switch you want to program. So I want to program this first switch. So basically you hold down the bank down a couple seconds. You're going to get that's your lower loops. Okay? You get 4 switches for lower, and then you switch it over to the top in 4 switches when you're programming this thing. So in the lower bank, I say I want my flanger on. All I have to do, okay, let's turn everything off here. It's in loop 1, so I access loop 1, it's on here. Okay, I want to add the pitchfork to it, loop 2, lit up, we know loop 2 is on. Now I want to access the other 4 banks, 4 through 8. You just hit this bank down again, it puts you in the higher one. Okay, now say I want the carbon copy, that's on 6. Boom, 6 is lit up, it's on. Okay, and say I want my reverb, that's 8. Boom, 8 is on. So now I have my flanger, my pitchfork, my carbon copy, and my holy grail. Now that that's all lit up, hold down the bank down for a couple seconds. Boom. Now I have, in this channel, I have all the effects that I want with the flip of a switch. Okay, so now, let's go. We want to do the next bank up. Now basically, you can do 4 banks. So right now I create a bank 6. You can do 4 different combinations in each bank. So right now the second one, okay, I go hold it on C, because that's the next button I want to program. Hold this down, back to L again. Okay, this time I want to do the small stone. So I'm going to hit loop 3. Okay, loop 3 lit up. I don't want loop 2 in this one, so we're going to, that was on from the last action there. Okay, so now we got the small stone, and let's say I want the reverb. Okay, hit the bank down again. Accesses your other top 4. That's on 8, so now we're in the top 4. Boom. Lights up, 8 is on there. Okay, so now we got the small stone and the reverb. Let's hold that down. Boom. Done. Now, go back to the one I just created. Boom. Shows all the effects that are lit up, and now the new one I just created on the next switch. There you go. Small stone with the reverb. It's just so awesome. So much convenience. It's unbelievable. But I love this pedal. And let's give you some examples of some of the sounds here. Okay, I like that. So I'm going to save that. So all I have to do is hold bank down again. And voila, D is banked down. So now we go into any of these switches. We go right back to D. There's that combination of effects we chose. Okay, so now let's make a bank for guitar solo in that. So we're going to go C. Okay, hold our bank down. Essentially, most of the memory is almost all the bank down button. So let's hold the bank down button again. We got the lower bank. We're in C this time, so we know it's the next one over. Let's see. I think on this one, I don't want anything on my lower bank. I want my higher bank here, so I hit the down button again. Again, almost everything is the bank down with programming. Okay. I'm going to want to put my carbon copy in there, which is, I believe, 7. Okay, so 7's on. I want... Do I want the canyon? Let's throw the canyon in there to make some funky sounds. So that one's in, I believe it's here. There we go. Again, everything you switch lights up for you. So if you're not sure what effects are in there, it always tells you. Very easy. So what do we got there? We've got... Okay, that thing's pretty cool, huh? Okay, so the canyon, okay, so let's decide it's a little much. So let's turn the canyon off and just keep the carbon copy on. Get a little more subtle. So I'm going to save that. Cool. And we're saved.